You know, Matt sort of talked in a really lovely way in another in another panel about kind of being part of the Doctor Who legacy, or so people are handing it off one to the next. And I know you're still with the franchise, but like when what do you want to impart to it? Like, what's going to be your legacy or your impact, as you see, or what you're hoping the legacy will be?
Just that it's still on television, I think. I don't know. I've always asked that question, especially when you're taking it over and when you're aging in the role. But the truth is, I just want it to be good. And to be Doctor Who. I don't think anyone, including me, gives a damn about what my impact on it is. It's important that it's Doctor Who, not that it's my Doctor Who.
So, this will be, once the regeneration happens, it'll be your third Doctor, basically, that you've created.
No, it won't be my second.
Well, you've added
John Hurt.
Oh,
okay, all right.
That's 3. It counts. So, what is the process of creating a new Doctor for you? What do you go through? Does the actor choose the personality when you choose the actor?
It is the actor. The Doctor on paper, to a greater extent than people realise, is just the same all the time. With one or two catchphrases here and there that happen to evolve, you write the Doctor the same, and you give it to hopefully a brilliant actor, and they take it in their direction. I remember when I was casting Matt, I got hold of all the scripts of the first season of Tom Baker, and I was looking at it thinking, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same part. It's just that he was played by Tom Baker makes it different, Matt Smith makes it different. So it's driven by that. Really, the important thing is that you believe it's the same person is inside there, rather than that you're creating a different character. He's not a different character. He's exactly the same person, but he's changed his face, and therefore his personality a bit. But then your personality changes when you put on a different jacket, doesn't it? So imagine putting on a different body.
What would you say is the secret ingredient that you're looking for as you're trying to cast the new actor for the role?
Star. Just being a star. It's a star part. Doctor Who's a star vehicle. It's an odd thing. It becomes a different person's star vehicle every few years. But it was David Tennant's star vehicle. Then it was Matt Smith's, and now it'll be somebody else's. So you're just looking for that person you can't take your eyes off. The one thing I've noted, I don't know if this is always true, I don't know if it will always be true, but it tends to be that particular actor's only swashbuckling role. They tend to be played by people who play villains, who play eccentric, different characters. They don't tend to play James Bond as well. I can't imagine anyone will ever be Doctor Who and James Bond. It would be an embarrassment of riches if you were.
Well, what was the star quality you saw in Matt Smith when you first cast him?
I think the one that everyone noticed is that there is something about Matt in particular in the part, but also in general, that he combines old and young. He just has that. There's something quite boffiny about him, and so he's a hipster boffin, so it's irresistible. The thing is that the Doctor is 1,000 years old, or over 1,000 now. So his apparent age is a lie. So it doesn't. So you want there to be mixed signals, I suppose. I mean, if you look at even the William Hartnell Doctor, who's almost here. Although he's an old man, he's quite childish. So there's always that sort of contradiction, and that was irresistible. But the main thing was, to be honest, if you saw his audition, which one day I'll get on a DVD for one of these specials, I'm sure. He was just bloody brilliant at it. I mean, just straightforwardly terrific, an absolute star. I saw him for bizarrely the part of Dr. Watson in Sherlock. Just a few days before I met him for the Doctor, and he gave a terrific audition. It was completely wrong for the part, but and I know the casting director say he's going to be huge. That boy, he's going to be massive, and you can see that he's a star. When he's in the room, you look at that. So,
in general terms, what is your ideal timeline for finding number 12? Because Christmas episode will show this person's face.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll have found that person by Christmas. But if we hadn't,
yes,
then we would just do what they did the last one with the regeneration from Chris to David. Chris shot his part, and then many months later they went and shot David's part. So we've got a fair amount of time.
The name of the Doctor is a recurring theme in your process, in your episodes you wrote. Are you continuing this theme in the next season?
Certainly continuing into the 50th, but I just like the fact that we've possibly the most well-established fictional character in television doesn't have a name, and the title of the show reminds you of that on a weekly basis. So it's fun, but I mean, you know, actually. The Doctor's name was revealed in the old series, but everyone just rejected it. Just said, no, it's not Peter Sigma. No. So the entire audience just turned away fastidiously and said, don't be silly. So it's interesting that the audience decide what's canonical. You say, no.
So does the 50th special feed into the Christmas special? Is that going to carry over, or are you going to
well, I mean, no. I mean, every story feeds into the next, and there's always something going on with the Doctor that continues from story to story, but you know, mainly these things are standalone, so they have to be.
Just having worked in television and film for a long time, and this celebrating 50 years of Doctor Who, it occurs to me, could Doctor Who be made today? You know, I mean, could it be pitched? Would someone accept it
That's what
for
we're
what
doing.
it is? No, but I mean, if it had never existed, and someone said, "I want to do a show about a man who travels around,"
I don't know how it got pitched in the first place. I mean, I have no idea how Doctor Who got on there. It's an extraordinary thing. So I don't know. I mean, Doctor Who's a strange enough show if you look at it in the modern context.
Yeah.
But go back and look at what was on British television in 1963. Look at every other show, and then imagine what it was like with all these caption title sequences and these and the stock music for the theme music, and then suddenly this show with that extraordinary title sequence, that amazing music, comes on. You think, what the hell is that? And then you go into it and there's a police box that's bigger on the inside. It must have been mind-blowing back in the day. So I don't know, it's an extraordinary thing that it exists at all.
Yeah.
What was the casting for, well, I guess this would be number one for the movie, The Adventures of David
Well, you should talk to
Yeah.
Mark and
Okay.
David about that.
how far in the process are you for writing the next season? Do you already know, or are you just like...
Scripts are coming in. I haven't got to it yet because I'm still killing off Matt. But we started. We know what the story is. We know the arc and all that. So yeah, it's begun.
with the timey-wimey aspects of how this show is produced and all the other parts of it out there?
I like that I invented that.
the comic books and things. I've actually talked to some of the comic book artists and writers, and they said this horrifying thing to me. They said that we get the look of the Doctor. We're told this is who's going to be playing him before it even airs on the air, that they even get to see anything. So they have to start drawing. How is that?
Well, we have to start making it as well.
Right. How is that process in terms of time and what you have to go through in production? How difficult?
Well, it's kind of okay because you know what the Doctor's going to be. You always know what the Doctor's going to be. He's sort of the same from actor to actor.
Right.
So you and at the beginning you keep it simple. And that's what I always say about any character is keep it simple at the beginning. Don't give them a list of attributes because nobody you've ever met has a list of attributes. Nobody is shy all the time. Nobody is funny all the time. So you just keep it dead simple. The Doctor is the Doctor, and as the actor pushes it in different directions, you start following. But you know, it's like James Bond. You know, he's sort of always the same and sort of always different. But it's very much about letting the actor carve their own space in that, giving them space to do that.
There's a rumor that James Bond is a Town Lord. That's why he always changes.
He's not. It's a succession of different actors playing the same. I've worked it out.
What can we expect for the special episode?
Well, you can expect David and Matt together, and you can expect John Hurt, and you can expect a lot of things I'm not going to tell you about.
How much fun or important was for you to film this episode?
Well, it was unbelievably tough, actually. To be honest, making the 50th was extraordinarily difficult from any point because we were trying to push the boat out. As ever, we didn't have enough money, and we're making a feature-length Doctor Who on the schedule and budget for an hour, and we're doing it in 3D with a budget for 2D. as ever with Doctor Who, we just don't have enough money. But you will not see that on screen. It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
But this was extra pressure because it's the anniversary. You have to give the fans. You have to give history.
Well, it's always pressure in Doctor Who. It really is. I'm always wary of the episodes where you announce in advance, this is a very important episode, because it's up to the audience whether it's a very important episode. Blink, which is one I wrote for many years ago for David Tennant, has become my calling card. That was a filler episode, right? To get around a scheduling problem. So you can't. I'm very wary of saying, this one is really good in advance. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think you'll see some stuff that you haven't seen before, and you'll see it in 3 dimensions, if you don't mind the headache and the glasses.
Thank you.